class. What to plant and when. So we get to plant spring, summer, fall. We got 3 seasons. Spring and fall, cooler weather times, we can grow things that you eat the leaves of or the roots of. What are some leaves that we eat? Spinach, collard greens, lettuce, kale, Swiss chard. What are some roots we eat? Carrots, beets, turnips, radishes, absolutely. In the summer, we grow things that create a big green plant that makes a flower. A bee comes and pollinates that flower, and then it creates some kind of fruit. What are some examples of that? Tomatoes, green beans, squash, peppers, zucchini, pumpkins. Absolutely. Now there are some exceptions to that rule, but that's a pretty good framework. Okay, leaves and roots are spring, fall. Summer is things that make a flower and then create that fruit. Another one is if you're eating and you cut it open and you see a seed inside of it, it's summer. Okay, that's it, and it's really helpful for kids. You can make a chart. You know, where does this fall? When do we grow this? You know, you guys can imagine that stuff way better than I can. This is a picture of a beet. Let me get a little garden nerdy here on you. I actually really enjoy the fall, spring and the fall gardening better than the summer. Not only because it's nicer, cooler weather, less weed pressure, less bug pressure, but also fall plants are better. It's a more efficient use of the sun's energy and the soil's nutrients. If you think about it, this beet right here, you can eat the root and the leaves. That's the whole plant. Now think about a tomato plant. That's a lot of mass that you cannot eat, that you've got to grow just to get to that tomato. I love tomatoes, but the efficiency is way better on a fall plant and a spring plant than it is on a summer plant. Sure. Seeds and plants. You can do both. Some things you've got to plant as transplants. Tomatoes, green peppers, and eggplant are the 3 main ones that you've got to start as seedlings. If you wait till it's warm enough to go put a seed in the ground, they grow so slowly that it's going to take forever to get your tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant. Do this in your classroom. I mean, this is a great way. In a windowsill, you know, you just have little, it can be any container. Some people I've seen even do little newspaper cups, you know, and then you plant that whole thing and it breaks down in the soil. That's fine. You can buy seeds, you can buy plants. Pretty much everything you can do as seeds or plants except for those 3. You need to make sure that you do those as seedlings. What's going to get kids excited? Roots, root crops. It's a treasure hunt, right? Everybody loves not seeing a carrot and then pulling it out of the ground. That's amazing. So pulling potatoes out of the ground, that's a great harvest day. What else? Sugar snap peas are delicious. And kids will pick them and just eat them like candy right there in the garden, and that is great to see. It is fall and spring. That's one that's a little bit tricky. It doesn't really abide by the rules that we set out, but yeah, that's spring, fall. Herbs. Herbs are really important because they're great to cook with, but they also, you know, you can have a little herb garden that you taste, and it's sort of a sensory garden for kids. It's really, really important. A lot of them also lead me to flowers, which are important because herbs bloom, flowers bloom, and attract beneficial insects. Pollinators, right? If a bee doesn't come and visit your tomatoes, guess what? No tomatoes. Or you can get a paintbrush and you can go and dab it on every single flower in your garden and you can be the bee. So do that one day and then you'll love bees for the rest of your life. Actually, that's a really good thing to do with kids so they learn pollination, but it's a challenge to do for sure. Let them pick. Again, this is my kid. This is a while ago. Let them pick what to grow, right? Give them a seed catalog. Purple tomatoes. I mean, there's some crazy stuff in seed catalogs. And if kids get excited about it, then they're more engaged, they're more active, more ownership. They're going to want to grow it and they're going to want to eat it.